You know, we throw the word education around all the time, and when we hear it, we probably think of schools, right? Textbooks, classrooms, that whole deal. But what if I told you the word itself holds a much deeper secret? What if what we think it means is just scratching the surface?
So yeah, what if education isn't really about what we think it is? What if the real meaning is less about cramming facts into our brains and more about, I don't know, personal growth, unlocking the potential that's already inside us? It's a cool idea, right? So let's dig into that. And the best place to start is, well, with the word itself.
Okay, so to really understand this, we got to go way back to the source. Turns out the word education doesn't just come from one place. It actually comes from this fascinating trio of Latin words, and each one gives us a totally different piece of the puzzle. All right, first up, we have educare. Now, this one is all about nurturing. The best way to think about it is like a gardener taking care of a plant, right? It's this idea that education is about nourishing what's already there, giving it the right environment to grow. It's all about building someone up. Okay, but then you've got this other root, and this is where it gets really interesting. It's educere, and this one means to lead out or to draw out. See the difference? This completely flips the script. It's not about pouring information in, it's about pulling potential out. It's about discovering all the amazing stuff that's already inside you. And then there's the third piece of the puzzle, educatum. This basically means the act of teaching or training. Now, this is the part we all recognize, right? The instruction, building skills, passing on knowledge. So when you put it all together, you see that true education isn't just one of these things. It's this incredible dance between all three. You're nourishing, you're drawing out potential, and you're teaching. So, keeping those three ideas in mind, nourishing, drawing out, and teaching, how have our ideas about education actually changed over time? Well, there's been this huge shift. We've moved away from a really traditional model to something way more dynamic. And this simple phrase just nails that shift perfectly. The old way of thinking, it saw students as these empty buckets, and the job of a teacher was just to pour facts in until they were full. But the modern idea, it's completely different. It sees students as fires waiting to be lit. The goal is to ignite curiosity, to spark a passion for learning that lasts a lifetime.
And if you look at this table, it really breaks down that transformation. We've gone from a system that's all about the teacher to one that's focused on the student. We've moved from just memorizing stuff to actually thinking critically. You know, the goal isn't just to pass a test anymore, it's about developing as a whole person. And the student, they're no longer just sitting there passively listening, they're an active participant in their own journey. Okay, so if education is so much bigger than just what happens in a school, then where does all this learning actually happen? That's a great question, right? And the answer is, it's not just in one place. It happens in three really distinct, but totally interconnected worlds of learning.
So let's start with the first one, the one everybody knows, formal education. Yep, this is your classic structured system. Schools, colleges, universities, the whole deal. What really defines it is its structure. I mean, there's a fixed syllabus you have to follow, you've got professional teachers, and there's a really clear path from one grade to the next. It's very intentional, it's hierarchical, and at the end of it all, you usually get a piece of paper, a degree or a certificate that basically says, yep, you did it, you completed this program. And the most classic example, of course, is going to a university or college to get a degree. It's a clear, super defined path, and for a lot of people, it's a really valuable part of their educational journey. But, and this is the key, it's just one part of the story. Okay, so next, let's step into a totally different world, the world of informal education. This is all the learning that just happens. It happens naturally every single day, and a lot of the time, we don't even realize we're doing it. It's totally spontaneous, and it lasts your entire life.
Yeah, there are no syllabuses here, no final exams, no timetables. This is the kind of learning you just soak up from life. You know, from talking to people, from your experiences, just from getting through the day. It's education in its most raw, organic form.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. How did you learn to speak your first language? Did anyone hand you a textbook? No way! Or what about learning basic manners from your parents? You just picked it up by being around them. That's informal education, and honestly, it's probably the most fundamental learning we ever do. And that brings us to our third and final category, which is kind of a fantastic bridge between the other two. It's called non-formal education. And what this is organized learning, but it happens outside of that rigid, formal school system.
So with non-formal education, it's still intentional. You're trying to learn something specific, but it's way more flexible. It's usually designed to help you hit very specific practical goals. Maybe it's a new skill you need for work, or hey, maybe it's just a hobby you're really passionate about.
And the examples really make it click, right? Like taking a 2-day workshop to get better at photography. That's non-formal. Or adult literacy programs, or even a lot of those online courses you can take for your career. That's all non-formal education. It has structure, for sure, but it's on your terms. So let's put it all together. You've got these 3 worlds, right? The very structured path of formal education, the completely natural, everyday flow of informal learning, and then that flexible bridge, non-formal education. And you know, the real magic happens when these worlds start to overlap. Like when you learn something cool in a workshop and it sparks this new passion that you just start exploring on your own time.
And this chart really puts things into perspective. If you could somehow map out everything you know, you'd probably realize something pretty profound. Your formal schooling and those non-formal courses, absolutely crucial, no doubt about it. But they're probably just a small slice of the pie. The vast majority of what we learn, it comes to us informally, day after day, over our entire life.
So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Education isn't something you get. It's not a product you buy or a phase of your life that you just finish. It is an active, ongoing process. In fact, it's something you're doing right now. It happens when you're at work, when you're talking to your friends. It's even happening while you watch this. It's literally everywhere.
And that brings me to my final question for you. I want you to just take a second and look at your own life. Think about everything. Your degree, the skills you've learned in workshops, but also all the wisdom you've just picked up from living your life. When you put it all together, which one of these forms of learning has truly made you who you are today? I have a feeling the answer might surprise you.